When you grow old, what if you stop trying? As we grow older, life presents us with unique challenges and opportunities to reflect. By the time we reach our 70s and beyond, we've lived through joys, struggles, and countless lessons. But one question might arise that feels more relevant than ever. What if you stopped trying? What if you stopped pushing so hard, chasing goals that no longer serve you, or worrying about things outside your control? This is not about giving up, but about reassessing what truly matters and learning to prioritize your energy. Let's explore this question together through a series of reflections. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. 1. Seeing what truly matters. As the years pass, life has a way of stripping away distractions, leaving us to face the essence of what truly matters. In your 70s and beyond, this clarity becomes both a gift and a responsibility. It's a time to reflect not on what you've accumulated, but on what has enriched your spirit, brought meaning to your days, and left an imprint on the lives of others. When you stop trying to do everything to meet every expectation or fulfill every obligation, you open the door to understanding what truly deserves your attention. The truth is, we often spend much of our lives pursuing things that, in the grand scheme, hold little value. We work tirelessly to secure material comforts, climb social or professional ladders, or keep up with the ever-pressing demands of daily life. And while these efforts may have their place in younger years, there comes a point when we begin to ask, did this truly matter? Does it still? For many, the answer is surprisingly simple. It's not the wealth, accolades, or achievements that stay with us. It's the people we've loved, the kindnesses we've shared, and the memories we've built. Imagine letting go of the unnecessary weight you've been carrying. Picture a life where your focus isn't on perfection or productivity, but on connection and contentment. When you stop trying to chase after what no longer serves you, you gain the space to see what's always been right in front of you. Maybe it's the laughter of a grandchild, the unwavering companionship of a close friend, or the quiet comfort of your favorite armchair. These moments, small yet profound, are what sustain us. Slowing down allows you to savor these treasures. It's not about giving up, but about choosing to direct your energy toward what nurtures your soul. When you prioritize your health, whether it's taking a daily walk, eating nourishing foods, or simply resting when you need to, you honor the vessel that has carried you through so much. When you pour love into your relationships, you remind yourself and those you care for. That connection is one of life's greatest joys. There's also a deep wisdom that comes with seeing what matters. It's the ability to recognize that some things, though they may have once felt urgent, no longer need your attention. You don't have to attend every event or say yes to every request. You don't need to keep up appearances or carry the burdens of others. Instead, you can focus on being present for the moments that truly count. Life in your later years is a unique chapter, rich with opportunity for reflection and growth. It's not a time of loss, but of clarity, an invitation to distill the noise of the world into the harmony of what's essential. By letting go of what doesn't matter, you create room for what does. The love you give, the time you share, and the peace you find in simply being. This is the heart of seeing what truly matters. 2. Reassessing what deserves your effort. At this stage in life, energy is precious. It's a resource we no longer take for granted, and learning where to place it is one of the most liberating lessons we can embrace. Reassessing what truly deserves your effort is not about admitting defeat. It's about finding freedom. It's about recognizing that not every task, obligation, or expectation is worth the time or energy you have left to give. And in that recognition, you unlock a profound sense of clarity. For decades, many of us carried the weight of responsibility on our shoulders, often without question. We said yes when our hearts whispered no. We worked harder, pushed further, and held ourselves to impossible standards because that's what was expected. But as the years pass, we're granted the grace to pause and ask ourselves, is this still worth it? Does this bring joy, meaning, or purpose to my life? If the answer is no, perhaps it's time to let it go. Reassessing effort isn't about neglect, it's about prioritization. It's about acknowledging that you no longer need to be all things to all people. You don't need to attend every meeting, fix every problem, or carry every worry. Maybe the perfectly kept garden isn't as essential as enjoying the flowers that grow wild. Maybe it's okay if the laundry waits another day while you savor the sweetness of a conversation with an old friend. When you reassess where your energy goes, you reclaim it for the things that truly matter. You might find that it's more rewarding to invest your effort in the relationships that bring you joy, the hobbies that spark curiosity, or the quiet moments that offer peace. You don't need to prove your worth through endless doing. You've already done so much. Now is the time to focus on being present, being kind to yourself, being open to what life still has to offer. It's also worth considering the emotional weight we carry. How often do we pour our energy into worrying about things beyond our control? Reassessing doesn't just mean letting go of unnecessary tasks. It means freeing yourself from the mental burden of what ifs and should haves. By shifting your focus away from those uncontrollable worries, you give yourself the gift of peace. This isn't always easy. For many of us, letting go feels uncomfortable, even wrong. We may feel guilty or fear being judged for not doing enough. But as we grow older, we realize that enough is not a measure of effort. It's a measure of contentment. What brings peace to your heart? What brings light to your days? These are the questions worth asking. These are the answers worth pursuing. Reassessing what deserves your effort isn't just practical. It's deeply empowering. It allows you to let go of the unnecessary and embrace the meaningful. It invites you to honor the time and energy you have by directing it toward what truly enriches your life. In that act of reassessment, you're not giving up. You're taking control, making choices that align with your heart and living with purpose. That in itself is a beautiful effort. 3. Learning to let go of feudal struggles. Life, in its infinite wisdom, has taught us many lessons about persistence. There were times when pushing forward despite the odds brought rewards, strengthened relationships, career successes, personal victories. But as we grow older, the wisdom we've gained reminds us that not all struggles are meant to be won. Some are simply futile. The realization that certain efforts bear no fruit is not a sign of weakness, but of profound understanding. It's the gift of knowing when to let go. We've all encountered challenges that feel like trying to push a boulder uphill. Perhaps it was an argument that could never be resolved, a grudge that only brought bitterness, or a situation in life that was deeply unfair. Holding on to these struggles is like grasping at sand. The tighter we clutch, the faster it slips away. As we age, we gain the courage to release these burdens. We recognize that our time and energy are too precious to waste on battles that only deplete us. Letting go doesn't mean we don't care. It means we care enough about ourselves to stop fighting the unwinnable. It's a quiet internal act of self-respect, choosing peace over conflict, acceptance over frustration. Imagine the freedom of releasing resentment towards someone who wronged you years ago. Imagine no longer trying to force a relationship to be what it isn't. These are not acts of surrender, they are steps toward liberation. Letting go is also an acknowledgement of life's complexities. Not everything can be fixed, and that's okay. Some things are simply outside our control. Instead of dwelling on the what ifs or if onlys, we can redirect our focus toward what brings us joy and fulfillment. Letting go of feudal struggles allows us to reclaim the energy we once spent on frustration, turning it towards gratitude for the beauty and possibility that still surrounds us. 4. Embracing simplicity. There's a quiet beauty in simplicity, a truth that often reveals itself more clearly with age. As we move through life, we accumulate so much, not just possessions, but commitments, obligations, and expectations. We convince ourselves that more is better, that busyness is a sign of purpose. But as we grow older, we begin to understand that simplicity is not about having less, it's about cherishing what matters most. Embracing simplicity means clearing away the clutter, not only in our homes, but in our minds and hearts. It's deciding to focus on the essentials, to treasure the things that bring us peace and joy. Perhaps it's a favorite chair by the window where you watch the seasons change, or a handwritten letter from a loved one tucked safely away. These are the moments and items that truly matter, the ones that remind us of the richness of life in its purest form. Life's simplicity also lies in the rhythms of our days. It's found in quiet mornings with a cup of tea, afternoons spent tending a garden, or evenings listening to the soothing sound of rain. These moments don't demand anything from us. They simply invite us to be present. When we let go of the need to constantly do, achieve, or acquire, we create space for these quiet joys to enter our lives. Simplicity is also about freeing ourselves from unnecessary obligations. It's okay to say no to activities or commitments that don't bring fulfillment. It's okay to focus on fewer things and give them your full attention. Life is no longer about juggling everything. It's about holding close what truly enriches your soul. In embracing simplicity, we honor the natural flow of life. We let go of the distractions that once seemed so important, making room for the deeper connections, the quieter moments, and the profound peace that comes from living intentionally. Simplicity is not a retreat, it's a homecoming, a return to the essence of what makes life meaningful. 5. Breaking free from the always try harder mindset. For much of our lives, we've been shaped by the belief that trying harder is the key to success, fulfillment, and even happiness. It's a mantra ingrained in us from a young age. Work harder, push further, never stop striving. While this mindset may have served us during certain seasons of life, there comes a time when its grip begins to loosen, and we realize that relentless effort doesn't always lead to better outcomes. Instead, it can drain us, robbing us of the peace and joy we've worked so hard to attain. Breaking free from the always try harder mindset is not about giving up. It's about releasing ourselves from the toxic pressure to constantly do more, be more, and achieve more. It's recognizing that life isn't a race to be won, but a journey to be savored. In our later years, this realization can feel like a breath of fresh air, a chance to exhale after decades of holding it all together. It's an opportunity to live with intention, focusing on what truly matters rather than chasing an endless list of goals. This shift begins with permission, the permission to pause, to rest, to say, I have done enough. For many of us, this isn't easy. There's a voice within that whispers, you could be doing more. A voice fueled by years of expectations, both internal and external. But what happens when we quiet that voice? What happens when we choose to embrace a different way of being, one that values presence over productivity and quality over quantity? We begin to discover the freedom that comes from letting go. In this freedom, we find space to reflect on what truly adds value to our lives. Maybe it's not about perfecting a task or achieving a long-held ambition. Maybe it's about enjoying a simple moment, a walk in the park, a conversation with a friend, or the warmth of the sun on your face. These moments don't require effort. They ask only for your presence. And in giving yourself fully to them, you realize that fulfillment often comes not from doing more, but from appreciating what already is. Breaking free from this mindset also means redefining what success looks like in this season of life. Success is no longer about accumulating accolades or checking off a to-do list. Instead, it's about finding peace in your heart, building connections with others, and embracing the beauty of a life well lived. It's about looking back with gratitude for all you've accomplished and looking forward with curiosity and openness for what still lies ahead. There's a quiet courage in saying, "This is enough." It's a choice to value your time and energy, to use them wisely and purposefully. It's a recognition that the best things in life, love, laughter, connection, and joy, don't come from trying harder. They come from being present, from opening your heart, and from letting life unfold naturally. As you release the grip of the always try harder mindset, you step into a new way of living, one that honors the rhythms of life, the wisdom of age, and the beauty of simply being. This isn't a surrender, it's a triumph. It's the moment you realize that you are enough just as you are, and that the life you've built is a testament to all the trying you've already done. Now is the time to embrace the freedom to simply live. 6. Prioritizing relationships that matter. As the years pass, the meaning and value of relationships become clearer, shining like beacons amidst the clutter of life. By the time we reach our later years, it becomes evident that the connections we nurture, the people we love, and the memories we share with them are the true essence of a life well lived. Prioritizing relationships that truly matter is not just a choice. It's a profound act of wisdom and love for others and for ourselves. The truth is, not every relationship deserves the same weight in your heart. There are those bonds that nourish your spirit, where kindness flows effortlessly, where understanding is shared without judgment, and where love feels like a gentle, constant tide. These are the connections that matter most. In contrast, some relationships may have become strained, one-sided, or draining over the years, leaving you feeling burdened rather than uplifted. Letting go of these ties is not an act of abandonment. It's an act of self-respect. It's choosing to spend your time and energy where they will flourish, rather than forcing them into barren soil. Prioritizing relationships also means embracing the power of presence. In the rush of earlier decades, perhaps there were moments when busy schedules and obligations took precedence over meaningful time with loved ones. But now, with the gift of reflection, you understand that the most valuable thing you can give anyone is your undivided attention. A heartfelt conversation over a cup of coffee, a shared laugh with a grandchild, or simply sitting quietly with a dear friend can hold more significance than any grand gesture. In these moments, you're not just creating memories, you're weaving the fabric of connection that sustains you. It's equally important to nurture the relationships that stand the test of time, those that adapt and evolve with life's changes. Children grow up, friends move away, and loved ones may face challenges of their own. But these changes don't diminish the bond you share, they deepen it. The love between a parent and child, the camaraderie of lifelong friends, or the companionship of a partner who has walked beside you through decades are treasures that grow richer with time. Prioritizing these relationships means meeting people where they are, offering patience, understanding, and forgiveness when needed, and cherishing every moment together. In this journey of prioritizing relationships, don't forget to include yourself. The relationship you have with yourself is the foundation for all others. Speak to yourself with the same kindness you offer your closest friends. Forgive yourself for past mistakes, honor your own needs, and recognize the value of your own company. This self-compassion allows you to show up fully for others, offering them the best version of yourself. Relationships at their core are about love. Not the romanticized ideal of love, but the quiet, enduring, and often imperfect love that binds us to one another. It's the love that forgives, that shows up in times of need, and that celebrates the small joys of life. When you prioritize these connections, you're not just tending to others, you're tending to your own heart. 7. Finding peace in nature. There is something deeply profound about nature, something that transcends words and awakens a quiet knowing within us. As the years pass, this connection to the natural world often becomes more poignant. In the rustle of leaves, the rhythm of waves, or the vastness of a starlit sky, we find solace. Nature is not just a place to visit. It is a space to breathe, to reflect, and to find peace in the ebb and flow of life. In our youth, the beauty of nature may have been something we admired briefly, a fleeting moment in a busy day, but as we grow older, we begin to see nature for what it truly is, a mirror of life itself. Its seasons reflect our own journey. Spring, with its burst of vitality, mirrors our beginnings. Summer reminds us of the vibrancy of our middle years, while autumn, with its golden hues, celebrates the richness of maturity. And then there's winter, a time of rest, quiet reflection, and an understanding that life's cycle is both inevitable and beautiful. Spending time in nature allows us to step outside of ourselves and connect to something larger. It's a reminder that life goes on no matter how tumultuous our personal storms may feel. The forest doesn't mourn the falling leaves. It knows they are part of a process. The river doesn't resist its flow. It embraces its path. In these rhythms, we find reassurance that change, even when difficult, is natural. Nature also offers a kind of healing that nothing else can provide. A walk in the woods can clear the mind in ways no conversation or book ever could. The simple act of feeling the sun on your face or the wind in your hair reminds you that you're part of this world, connected, grounded, alive. In those moments, the worries of life seem to shrink, replaced by a sense of gratitude for the gift of simply being. Finding peace in nature doesn't require grand adventures. You don't need to climb mountains or travel far. It can be as simple as sitting on a bench at the local park, tending to a garden, or gazing out the window as the rain falls. These small acts of communion with nature bring a stillness that allows your heart to rest and your spirit to renew. Nature teaches us to slow down, to be present, and to let go of the unnecessary. Its beauty is not hurried. Its purpose is not forced. A tree doesn't rush to grow, nor does a flower strain to bloom. They simply exist, and in their existence, they are enough. In this simplicity lies a lesson for us, to accept ourselves as we are, to let go of the pressures to be more, and to trust in the flow of life. As you spend time in nature, let it remind you that peace is always within reach. It doesn't reside in distant goals or achievements, but in the quiet moments of connection with the earth, with others, and with yourself. Nature, in its timeless wisdom, offers us this peace freely, asking nothing in return but to be present and open to its gifts. In its embrace, you'll find not only solace but a deep sense of belonging to the ever-unfolding story of life. 8. Focusing on what brings you joy. In the later chapters of life, joy becomes a quiet but profound companion. It's no longer about the rush of achievement or the thrill of new horizons. It's about savoring the moments that make your heart light and your soul content. Focusing on what brings you joy is not just a practice, it's an art, one that deepens with age and wisdom. Joy at this stage is often found in the simplest of things. It might be the way sunlight streams through your window in the morning, the sound of a familiar song, or the warmth of a loved one's hand in yours. These moments, though small, are monumental in their ability to remind us of the beauty still present in everyday life. Joy is no longer tied to what's distant or elusive. It resides in the here and now, waiting patiently for us to notice it. To focus on joy is to consciously choose what fills your days and your heart. It's about understanding that time is precious and deciding how to spend it wisely. This might mean immersing yourself in a beloved hobby, gardening, painting, writing, or simply reading a good book. It might mean seeking out the laughter of grandchildren, the wisdom of an old friend, or the quiet companionship of someone who understands you without words. These are not just activities, they are moments of connection to yourself and to others. Focusing on joy also means giving yourself permission to let go of what no longer serves you. It's okay to release old obligations, outdated expectations, and even relationships that no longer bring happiness. This isn't selfish, it's necessary. By clearing this space, you make room for the things that truly matter, the things that bring a sense of purpose, peace, and fulfillment. Joy doesn't always arrive with fanfare. Sometimes it's found in the ordinary moments of life, the smell of fresh coffee, the rustle of leaves in the breeze, or the way the stars seem to shimmer just for you on a clear night. These moments don't ask for effort or striving. They simply invite you to be present and to open your heart to the wonders of the world around you. It's also important to recognize that joy is deeply personal. What brings one person happiness may not resonate with another, and that's okay. Joy is about what speaks to you, what makes your spirit soar. Maybe it's a cherished memory you revisit, or maybe it's trying something new, even at this stage of life. There's no rule book for joy. It's as unique as the path you've walked to get here. Focusing on what brings you joy isn't just about fleeting happiness. It's about cultivating a sense of contentment and gratitude. It's about looking at your life, not with regret or longing, but with appreciation for all you've experienced and for the beauty that still surrounds you. This practice of seeking and embracing joy transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary, infusing even the simplest days with a sense of wonder and meaning. In the end, joy is not something we chase. It's something we allow. It's the gentle realization that life's greatest treasures are often the ones right in front of us. By focusing on what brings you joy, you honor not only the years you've lived, but also the present moment, a moment rich with possibility, peace, and the profound sweetness of simply being alive. Conclusion: embracing the freedom to simply be. As the journey of life stretches into its later chapters, the wisdom of years offers a gentle reminder. You don't have to try so hard anymore. The weight of expectations, those you placed on yourself, and those the world placed upon you, can now be set down. You've worked, loved, struggled, and achieved. Now is the time to embrace the freedom of simply being, to live with purpose and presence, and to savor the richness of each moment. Letting go of the need to constantly strive doesn't mean you're giving up. It means you're making space for what truly matters. It means focusing your energy on the relationships that uplift you, the simple joys that nourish your spirit, and the peace that comes from knowing you've already done so much. It's a shift from doing to being, from striving to appreciating. Life is not measured by how much we accomplish, but by the love we share, the memories we create, and the impact we leave behind in the hearts of others. In this season, let those measures guide you. Prioritize what brings you joy and let go of what no longer serves you. Find comfort in the rhythms of nature, the embrace of loved ones, and the quiet contentment of a life lived with intention. You've earned this peace. You've earned this freedom. Now, as you continue forward, allow yourself to fully inhabit the present moment. Trust that who you are and the life you've built are enough. And remember, the greatest gift you can give yourself and the world is the gift of simply being. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching. And here's to living life on your own terms.